All right. Live on Facebook, live on YouTube. Looking good, folks. Give everybody a chance to get the notification, get chimed in, couple sips of coffee. Ah, that's good. Oh, you know it. Another edition. TG's morning stream. Ready to go. Nice 12-mile bike ride this morning. Very good. So let's jump into it. How about this? I had a lot of thought from yesterday's. What is this? I had a lot of thought from yesterday on the. I had a lot of thoughts since yesterday on the stream yesterday, and this morning is kind of tied to that. So start with showing up is the title of today's message. Start by showing up, because while it is true that that barriers are gone. All the barriers from entry are gone for your industry, for your business, for your social life, for everything. All the barriers are knocked down. There's nothing holding you back from starting a business, doing something, building anything you want. Doing whatever it is you want. But you got to start with showing up. And the reason that I thought about that today is because one of the things that just bugs the heck out of me is when people don't even show up. I mean, it's little things. I mean, I know I'm not some giant, big time, huge client of yours, but if I call you on the phone, if you're my accountant or my lawyer or my business coach or a vendor or somebody and I call you on the phone and I understand you're not always readily available to me. I'm not the president of the United States or anything, and so when I call you, you should be readily available. But I shouldn't be sitting here in 24 or 36 hours wondering where your callback is. And it just bugs the crap out of me when I reach out to people, because I work my tail off for my customers, to get my business. I've built everything that I've got from nothing. So it takes me a significant amount of time. I should have cut my phone off before I started this. And it takes me a significant amount of time to cultivate relationships and to build those relationships and to get business. And it blows my mind how cavalier some people are about it. I'm going through a process right now with where there's, I don't want to say too much about it because I'm still kind of keeping it on the down low at the moment. But I'm looking for people who are interested in something that I'm doing, and I have a guy that has reached out to me and is talking to me about this particular opportunity, and he's asking me to give him some concessions. And he's being a jerk to me over email. I mean, I'm like, you're asking me for something. You're trying to establish a relationship with me, build a relationship with me, establish rapport, back and forth. And you're asking me for a pretty big ask too, by the way. You're asking me to be, to give you something in return, and you're being, kind of a jerk about it on the email with your little side, backhanded little digs and little passive aggressive comments. It just cracks me up because I don't get it. I just don't get it. I work hard to establish my relationships, to build those relationships with people and in business, in my personal life, and socially, my church family, all that stuff. I work hard on building those relationships, and it's difficult. It's difficult to do, and I don't always feel like being Mr. Happy, but you know what? That's who I am. I'm always Mr. Happy. I'll try to always be Mr. Happy, and it just floors me how such a little thing like that just slips by people on a regular and consistent basis. So I mean, I tell you, especially if you're a young person trying to get into business or get into a company or get a job or work with somebody who's a lot smarter, better, bigger than you are. You want to get in on the ground floor or something, or establish these relationships. Man, you are a mile ahead of the pack just by showing up. And by showing up, I don't mean show up and make sure everybody knows that you'd rather be somewhere else. I mean, show up with bells on. If you're flipping burgers at a fast food restaurant, be the best damn burger flipper in the world. If you're stocking shelves at a store, be the best shelf stocker there is. And you know what? People are going to notice that. They're going to enjoy having you around. They're going to enjoy working with you. They're going to enjoy, your enthusiasm and your attitude that you bring to that job or that task, whatever it happens to be. And they're going to recognize that, and they're going to reward you for it. And if they don't, somebody else will. I remember I was in Denver, Colorado, and when I was driving, and we were going to the movies, and we went to this movie theater, and went up to the popcorn snack stand, and this little girl was back behind the counter there, and I tell you, I mean, she had the biggest smile on her face. She was as happy as she could be. She was, just talking with everybody and chatting with everybody, and just was just pouring it on, just over and above. I mean, over and above anybody else behind the counter. It was noticeable how grateful she was to be there, how much she enjoyed her job and enjoyed serving us popcorn and whatnot, even though it was, $83 a bundle for the popcorn or whatever. But, and I made a point to say to her, I said, look, if whatever you're doing every day, keep it up, because with the attitude that you've got, the sky is the limit. Nobody will be able to stop you. People recognize this kind of attitude over and above your peers here working with you. And I just made it a point to reach out to let her know that I noticed that what she was doing was way beyond what anybody else was doing. And that kind of stuff, you can't buy that. You can't buy that kind of stuff. Your employers will notice. Your family will notice. Your friends will notice. Your girlfriend or boyfriend will notice. Your wife, your spouse will notice. Whatever it is, whatever relationship you're trying to build, man, show up. Be in it. If you're not in it, if it doesn't give you joy and give you pleasure, and you don't enjoy what you're doing, then stop doing it. Stop doing it and find something that does bring you joy. I mean, it's not, joyful, being a janitor and cleaning toilets, but you know what? You can bring joy to that, and you can do that as best as you possibly can, and you can learn that business the best you possibly can. And then guess what? Maybe you go out and start your own janitorial company. Who knows? We had Kirby on the line yesterday with his company. He went out and started sweeping chimneys, chimney sweep. I mean, what is that? What are you doing? He's been a high-powered sales rep executive, making, driving BMWs, making all kinds of money, doing all kinds of great. Now he's a chimney sweep. What is up with that? Well, you know what? He learned that business. He developed that business. He said, you know what? I see an opportunity here. I can do something different, and I can do this better than anybody else. Now he owns Chimney Saver Solutions, and just bought his own building to have his business in, employs people, and is doing wonderful. So it doesn't matter where you are. You can start where you are with what you've got and get better every single day. You can do it, and I tell you what, showing up is the key. You will be so far ahead of your peers, especially if you're in high school or just out of high school or college or something, or trying to get a summer job or something. Man, I tell you, you show up with the right attitude, and that will be head and shoulder. You will be head and shoulders above your peers. And do a little research. If you're going to work for a company, trying to get a job at a company, do a little research about it. Figure out who they are, what they do, when they started, what the founder's background is. You can walk into an interview at 17 or 18 years old. You can walk into an interview and talk to the owner of that company or the person that's hiring you intelligently about that company and what they do and who they are and how they came to be, and a little bit of background on their story. man, that will blow them away. I guarantee that will blow them away. You will stand out above the 400 other people who are trying to get that very same job. So that's it. My phone's already blowing up this morning, so I gotta run and get busy on what's going on here. So let me do that. I appreciate you guys tuning in. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell, and you give me likes and shares on Facebook if you think what I'm putting out has any value and could benefit somebody else. Please share it with them because we all are in this game together, baby. So let's make it the best one we possibly can. All right, that's about it. But always.